everyone. I wanted to reach out about the IXL codes that are due. I have been getting some emails from kids and they're struggling with what that looks like and things like that. So I just wanted to email out really quick. On my Canvas page, there are some videos explaining the lessons for the day and things like that. And then the rubric for IXL and then the codes right here. So I am just going to work through a couple of them so that you can see a couple of each so you know what they look like. Okay, so remember you have to go through Clever to get to IXL. And you'll know you're there because your name will be here at the top. Okay, now if you leave the browser open, you need to always make sure that whenever you come back to IXL, you click the little refresh button up here at top because you'll notice your name will disappear. If your name disappears, that means you are not logged in and you will not receive points. Okay, so make sure that you go in through Clever. Okay, all right, so the first code was CXX. So I did not press enter, it just pops up and then I click it. So this one is just graphing. So it's not solving or anything like that. It's just graphing. So remember, you have to have a SMART score of 70. You'll see like a little ribbon or a medal, and that means that you've got the 70. So if you're already there and you already have a medal or a ribbon, you don't need to keep practicing on that one. Go to the next code. Okay. So this one says X is greater than or equal to 4. So that means it is a closed dot. So if you click it, that makes it an open dot, just so you know. But it's a closed dot and it's going to be shaded to the right because it is greater than 4. This one is also a closed dot at 4, but this one is less than 4, so it's going to be shaded to the left. Okay, same thing. Closed dot, shaded to the left. I'm trying to look for an open dot. There's an open dot. This one's an open dot, so I'm going to make sure to click it. So that it's an open and it is X is less than 0. So it will be to the left. I'm going to just kind of keep going through so you can at least see what happens when you know you're right. This is an open dot. I almost made that mistake. Remember, if you do make a mistake, there is a reteach at the bottom. And the reteach is going to help you. The reteach will help you, so please make sure you read through the reteach if you get questions wrong. Okay. Almost. I'm almost there. Okay. Okay, so like I said, there's going to be like a little medal. If I move away from this site and I come back, I will still have my medal. So that means you've already hit 70, so you can stop and move on to the next code. So the next code is N99. Writing inequalities, remember you also have to have a 70 on all of these, okay? So it's going to be X is always the variable because it tells us the variable is going to be X. It is an open dot and it is shaded to the left. So remember this arrow is actually telling us it's going to the left. And then it is not equal to, and then it's 4 because that's where the dot is. So once again, X. It is a closed dot, so it's got to be one of these, but it's shaded to the right, which means greater than, and the dot is at 6. So X is greater than or equal to 6. X, we know it's shaded to the left, so it has to be less than, and it is an open dot, so it's a less than symbol 5. Remember, open dot means it's not equal. If there's a line under it, it's equal and it is a closed dot. Like this one's a closed dot, so it has to be one of these. It is shaded to the left, so it would be the less than symbol. Okay, next. This is the one that everybody's struggling with. N2A. N2A. This is the one, and it's because it's the reading problem. Okay, so the big thing here is you're going to notice that these are going to be very similar. Most of the time, it's just the symbol that's different. So if you remember, there are notes. If you keep going, there's the vocabulary notes right here. This is on every single day of the week last week and also today. these notes will definitely help you with your IXL. Okay, so it says, Mr. Clark plans to buy 3 security cameras to install outside of his donut shop. He wants to spend less than $450. Well, already we know that he's spending less than. Well, I don't even need to do that because it doesn't tell me it's equal to. It says less than. Then it's asking me to solve. So on a piece of paper or a whiteboard app, you need to be solving these problems. So this says 450 and it's times, so this one is 3 times x. Well, the inverse of multiplication is division. So that means I have to divide by 3, divide by 3. So x is going to be less than 450 divided by 3. Well, when I do that on my paper, I get 400 divided by 3 is 150. So I'm going to put 150 because he's going to spend less than $150 on each camera. Darren is making veggie burgers for his family. He's going to use all the burger mix he made to form 4 burgers. The recipe only makes 32 ounces of burger mix, but Darren made more than that to make extra burgers. So he made more than 32. More than, not equal to 32, he made more than 32. So that's that key word there. It's not equal to 32, it's more than 32. So once again, we have a multiplying problem. So the inverse of multiplying is dividing. So I would divide by 4 on each side, and 32 divided by 4 is 8. So each of Darren's burgers will weigh more than 8 ounces. Okay, he wants some big old burgers. Dion will give away 7 mini loaves. So if you notice, these are both subtraction because you're giving them away. He wants to bake enough to keep at least 3 loaves. So he wants to keep at least 3 loaves. Well, we know that at least means greater than or equal to. Think about it. You have to have at least a SMART score of 70. That means you have to have 70 or above. So you have to have greater than or equal to. And then it's asking us to solve. Well, the inverse of subtraction is addition. So we add 7 to both sides. Well, 3 plus 7 is 10. Ooh, I almost messed that one up. I'll do one more. A shuttle bus to Willow Creek Mall has enough seats for 21 people to ride. Right now, there are 12 people on the bus. Let X represent how many more people can ride on the bus. Well, already, okay, if I close my eyes and I think, if there's 21 seats on the bus, that means I can only have 21 people or less, right? I'm not going to I don't have enough seats for everybody. So I can only have 21 people or less than 21. This one right here says I could have greater than 21 people on this bus, and that is not true. I have to have less than. So this is a positive 12, so the inverse of positives is a negative. So it'd be 20, I'd subtract 12 from each side, so 21 minus 12 gets me 9. So up to 9 more people can ride the bus, which is true, because if there's 12 people in the bus, 9 more people can get on before there's no more seats left. Okay, so James bought 4 tubes of paint. He paid the same amount for each tube, and he spent less than $20 in all. Well, we know that's the less than symbol. And divide by 4, and I get 5. Okay. Oh, I'm almost at 70. Let's just do one more. Gabrielle wanted to spend at most $100. Well, already I go, okay, wait, at most 100? At most. Well, at most means less than or equal to. That's the most she wants to spend. Wait a minute, that's not here. Oh no, so then there's something wrong. So we need to keep reading. So don't jump, make sure you keep reading. It says, after spending $65.50 on shirts, she picked out a pair of pants that will put her over her budget. Oh, so they tried to trick you in the first sentence and use this word at most. So she had a budget, but she did not stick to her budget. She went over her budget, which means she spent greater than $100. So be really careful on that one, okay? They like to do that, so just be really careful. Make sure you read the whole problem. So now I have 65.50, and so I'm going to subtract that from both sides. Make sure you line up your decimals when you're adding and subtracting. So I should be left with $34.50. So we know the pants had to cost more than $34.50 because she went over budget. Woohoo! And I get my little ribbon. The very last one, I wanted to show you guys a lot of that one because that's the one that everybody struggles with. TFK. This one is all about solving and then graphing. So this is a multiplying problem. So we're going to divide by 2, and we're going to get 8 divided by 2 is 4. And we know this is greater than or equal to, so it's going to be a closed dot and it's going to be greater than. This one we're going to add 3 to both sides because we're trying to get the variable by itself. So add 3, I get 9. It is a closed dot because it could equal it, and then it is less than. Okay, this is multiplying, so the inverse is dividing. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. It is an open dot because it cannot equal that. It's just a greater than symbol and greater than. This one, remember, every time you see a fraction, it also means divide. So please make sure you remember that it means to divide. So t divided by 2, the inverse of division is multiplication. So you would multiply both sides by 2, which gets me 4, because 2 times 2 is 4. It is an open dot because it cannot equal. It doesn't have the equal sign. It's just greater than. It's just greater than. This one has addition, so I'm going to subtract by 5. 10 minus 5 is 5. And it is less than or equal to. Okay, so I want to try to make sure that I'm not missing one of the harder problems. Times 2, so you would get 6. It is a closed dot because it could equal it. Okay, so one like this. So this one has a negative. So we are going to multiply both sides by 2. Negative times a positive gets me a negative. It is an open dot. You do not flip the sign. Remember, only if what you are multiplying by or dividing by is negative, that's when you flip. So on this one, we are not flipping. Same thing this one. This one does not flip either because I'm going to divide by a positive 2, so it is going to stay a greater than symbol. Negative 16 divided by 2, a negative divided by a positive is a negative, and 16 divided by 2 is 8. So it would be negative 8. It is an open dot shaded to the right. Times 2, so that would be negative 8. It is a closed dot, and it is shaded to the right. Oh, no. Shaded to the right. Let's do one more. Oh, an easy one. I like it. Oh, and I almost messed it up. Yay, I get my badge. Okay, so those are your 4 IXL codes that are due. You need to have a badge on every single one of them, and then you'll get 100 in the grade book. So I hope this helps. Thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Make sure you're getting all your work done on Canvas and that you get these IXL codes done so that you can get the best possible score. Bye, guys.